I sent the message out to them. Are you aware that people are very angry out there? Are you doing something about it? And the response is that yes, we are aware it's the work of opposition. I say we are finished. Because no opposition would want to bring down the roof of the country on itself. Because they are in the country. So if the country collapses, is it only going to collapse on the ruling or the governing party? No. So when people in power start responding like that, then I'm worried. I'm worried for this president. I'm worried for myself. Wow. There's problem out there. A bag of rice is now selling for 100,000. A bag of maize is selling for 100,000. My wife was telling me that a basket of tomato is about 100,000 too. Onions. Every food is going up. The price. Inflation is 40%. The value of an naira is going down. And then, not only that, when you tell people in government that, hey, people are hungry, angry, and they are preparing, or there are signs that they will revolt, they say, no, don't worry about them. That is very, very dangerous.
It's very obvious that in Nigeria today, it is very impossible for anyone to criticize the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And this is now being confirmed by the action of the Senate today at the plenary, as the chief whip of the Senate was sacked of his position for merely criticizing the president. The video you just watched a few minutes ago was when he was granted an interview on Arise TV, where he talked about the current situation, food crisis in Nigeria. And just like you can hear him there have been conversation over the years or months now in regards to the level of insecurity, hunger, and bad policy being implemented by this current administration and APC-led government, which has taken Nigeria more than 100 years backward. Now, it is obvious to everybody, but it seems like people believe that it is the opposition that is orchestrating all of this. How can opposition, is it the opposition that removed the fuel subsidy? Was it the opposition that take decisions on this or that resulted into what we are facing in Nigeria as of today? Let's take a listen from the Senate chamber what actually transpired.
Complaints against the unbecoming utterances of Senator Ahmed Ali Ndume. I'm writing on behalf of the National Working Committee of our great party to express our displeasure, our outrage, and our deep disappointment at the unbecoming, unfounded, and baseless criticism of the government and the party, the APC, by your majority whip of the Senate, Senator Ali Muhammadu Ndume. As a member of the ruling party, we expected a much more responsible and decorous behavior from him, but this has not been the case. His uncouth and rabid outbursts against the governments before the international community and before the global community is not only harmful to the government's image alone, but also undermines the party's unity and cohesion, and in addition, undermines the government's efforts to bring in foreign direct investment to Nigeria. As he's a ranking member of our party, his actions are unbecoming of a senior member of the Senate and sets a very poor example for others in future to follow. His latest tirade, I hope I'm right, on air during a program on Arise Television, where he referred to the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief, as being run by thieves, portrays Ali Ndume as a person who is bent on running the country down and running the party aground through incitement and cheap propaganda. We have the view that Senator should honorably resign his membership of the APC and join any opposition party of his choice formally instead of hiding behind the veil of grass activism to decimate the hard-earned cohesion and goodwill that our party, the APC, is enjoying within and outside the country.
So, as you can see, it is now obvious that Nigeria has gone to a land of no return. Can you imagine that he should even resign from APC? And you can see the manner at which the Senate President was laughing. This is not even a matter of, importance to the country as of today. The Nigerian government or Nigerians are suffering from hunger. There is high rate of unemployment. There is insecurity in the land. How do we navigate ourselves out of the problem that we found ourselves? Instead of them discussing policies and way forward out of the quagmire that we found ourselves, they are busy talking about criticism to the president, hence who make the criticism should be suspended and be removed from whichever position that he found himself. And this can now tell you the reason why some people are dying slowly even in the All Progressive Congress. No wonder, fella said, suffering and smiling. This will now bring us to this. In our last video, I brought to you about the preparation and how Nigerians are pushing for a nationwide protest starting 1st of August. And we have seen also the Nigerian police force among many stakeholders calling on Nigerians not to protest against the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. It is a no fact that the northern people should calm down because they had 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari, which was one of the government that bastardized the economy of this country and the security architecture, of which they were not vocal when he was in power. So hence they should shut up now that a southerner is the president of the country. But one of the things that I want to tell those people having that thought is that nobody shuts the mouth of the southern or the southeastern part of the country or the middle belt from criticizing the Muhammadu Buhari's administration for 8 good years. Nobody asks them not to protest. As a matter of fact, one of the strongest protests ever held in Nigeria was in 2020 during the Buhari's led government. But what happened? We saw all what goes on that day. And do they speak up? During the southern political heavyweight, did any one of them speak up? But now it is their turn. They are now in power, and the northern people are feeling the heat of the government of which they were part of and bastardized the economy of Nigeria. And now they are now speaking up because they know that it is something that they have done wrong and want to correct it at this point in time. So it is not a matter of it is my turn. So when it gets your turn, you do whatever you want to do. And that is the reason why Nigeria keep on degenerating every now and then. So it is better we call a spade and therefore hold the government accountable at all costs. And this is the reason why Nigerian youth are saying that if you don't retrieve in some of those policies and steps that you're taking, we'll hit the streets and we'll make sure that you leave that office. What do you make of all this? Let me have your take about this sack of Ndume as the chief whip of the Senate. Thank you for watching.